Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning. And Psalm chapter 90, verse 14. Psalm chapter 90, verse 14. So I've enjoyed just kind of contemplating on this verse this morning myself as I prepared to share it with you a little bit. I enjoyed the verses that it brings to my mind and the things that I'll be sharing with you today. I some just found some joy from it, which is the whole point, and I hope that you do too. Let me just go ahead and read the verse to you, and then I want to just kind of unpack a few things along the lines of the way that I thought about it. So the psalmist writes, he says, "Oh, satisfy us early with your mercy, so that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Satisfy us early with your mercy." And most of my thoughts centered around that first phrase there. Satisfy us early with your mercy, so that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. So the first thing that happened is that, we attribute the Psalms to David, but there are some of the Psalms that are attributed actually to other people. And if you have a Bible that at the beginning of each Psalm, it tells you what chapter it is, and then it might give you a little title about what that Psalm is about. And what many Bibles will do is it'll tell you who wrote that Psalm. This one is a Psalm of Moses. Psalm 90, it says it's a prayer of Moses, the man of God. So to me, that opened up a little different dynamic, and especially when it said, satisfy us early, because I kept thinking about Moses. And one of the main things that happened with Moses as he led the children of Israel um, through the wilderness is that God fed them miraculously every day with manna. Every morning when they woke up, they would go outside their tent and there would be something, this stuff on the ground. And it was food from heaven, man. It was spiritual food, and they could gather up enough and it would be enough to last them the whole day, and it would feed them every day, but only for the day. They couldn't gather up a whole bunch because it would go spoil if they tried to keep it, but every day. So every morning they experienced a miracle of God. Every morning they experienced God himself. And I just started thinking along those lines about how we need to experience the miracle of God every day. Satisfy us early with your mercy. We need to experience the mercies of God every day. And then I thought of a verse in Lamentations chapter 3, and it's verses 22 and 23. And these are written by Jeremiah. And I know I'm going to butcher these verses. I know I'm going to get them wrong, but I'm going to be close enough, because he talks about in verse 22 of chapter 3, Jeremiah says, it's only because of the Lord's mercies that we aren't consumed. It says that his compassions on us, they fail not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. God's mercy and God's compassion, he says, is new every morning. And so every day, every morning when we wake up, we need to encounter God. We need to encounter his miraculous provision of grace and mercy. Going back to the manna theme in Deuteronomy chapter 8, the children of Israel are about to go into the promised land, and Moses is talking to them, and he's reminding them about how great God is, because he's warning them not to forget about God. And he's going, I need you to remember how God humbled you. He said he let you get hungry, and then he fed you with manna, so that you would know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So that manna represented Christ, and it represented needing God, and it represented needing the word of God that comes from the mouth of God. So every morning we need to meet God in his word. Every morning we need to experience God's mercies and his compassions and his faithfulness new. Every morning through his word. Try to meet God every morning and experience the miracle of his mercy every morning, so that he can satisfy your soul through his word. Satisfy us early with your mercy, so that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. I appreciated this one, man. I liked it. Get out there and faith today. Psalms chapter 90, verse 14. God bless you guys. Love you. Bye.